tunaanza sawa.
Good morning, welcome to the Discourse show.
Lastly, we have citizens, members of the public can also introduce them. Number 2 is gazetting. After the staging, after the proposal and the drafting, and now there's the gazetting. And in the gazette, in Kenya Gazette to notify the public. The reason as to why it is gazetted is to notify the public that there's a proposal that has been drafted by the members of parliament or the executive or the legislative for review. So after the first reading, the bill is introduced to the parliament by the clerk. After the parliament has done introduction of the bill or from after the review, and then stage after the review. And then stage number 4, we have public participation. Stage number 4, we have public participation. Public participation now the view or participation now the view or the bill should be taken for a review. So the parliament then votes on whether the parliament is at full house now. And then the next one we have the third reading. Third reading, now we have the final debate on the bill. If passed, it is certified and sent to the president to vote the bill. If the bill passes and passes the parliament now, it is certified and sent to the president. And now that is where we have the last stage, that is the presidential assent. Now it will be passed. The president will now assent, he will now sign and pass the bill into law. And during this, the bill did not pass. It was taken back for review to the parliament. And that is why currently the treasury is working on the same financial list. After that, we'll have committee stage, report stage, third reading, and then taken back again to the president for the assent. Now those are the stages of the stages of a bill before to get the stakeholders' view or the views of the people. You know, it's important when the public also participate. They cannot just pass a bill before they get did not pass the other time. It did not pass because probably when it was taken to the public for the public participation, the members of the party did not take it as did not take that empower citizens to influence the policies, laws, and development projects that affect their daily lives. You remember I've just talked about the last financial bill. There are some clauses that are going to affect. That is why public participation is important. Ensuring the government action remains transparent. And also it is important because we also need, was it during the death of Bab or something? There's some bill that the president signed and it brought some little bit chaos. Participation is important so that the actions of the government must remain transparent, accountable, and aligned with the needs of the community. So that is why
and what happens if the public opposes the bill? When
the public opposes the bill is taken back to the committee for review or taken back to the parliament for discussion, like for review to the committee for review. And I think probably they have worked on it. They have reviewed the things that probably the public did not want, probably they have worked on it. And right now it was again out for public revokes, or once the public rejects, it's taken back again for review.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned something about the presidential assent.
Yes.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And also the last one, for foster social cohesion. Open forums bring diverse groups together to discuss shared challenges, building long-term community capacity. Makes it low. Now he serves as the final gateway in the legislative process with the exact authority depending on the national constitution. He's the only one authorized that in constitutional democracies like Kenya, the president has 14 days upon receiving the passed bill from parliament to either, depending on the nature of the bill, it becomes law without the president's signature. That one is also there. So generally the president has the national
when does a bill become a law?
All right, thank you so much, Gloria, for that question. And from the first one and the last one, we have the assent of the president. And now a bill becomes a law when now the president has assented or has given that signature. That is when the bill becomes a law, like the president. Once signed, it is officially published in a government journal. Once it has been signed, it is now published in the government journal, that is the Kenya Gazette. It has to be published in the Kenya Gazette. Kenya Gazette now to let the people know that this and this and this bill that was being pushed a law that the public doesn't know.
Yeah.
The public has to know. That is why now it has to be published in the government journal, that is the Kenyan Gazette. That is the official government journal. Presidential assent. The presidential can sign the bill into law or refer it back to the legislature with the reservations. And now we have commencement. Once signed, the new law usually takes effective either on the date of its publication or on the specific date outlined in the text of the act. And now if the president refuses to sign the bill, the legislature typically has the power, usually with the heightened majority vote, to override the vote with the veto and pass it to the law regardless. So that one we had talked about, but those are some of the steps that the bill follows so that it becomes law. And that is when a bill becomes law when it has been passed by the legislature, and also we have the assent from the president.